utilize this help that they get, I'm sure that a number of them will be grown into real medium size and eventually might become prominent and big name persons. But it's redound to that prosperity. Building within the parish that are public nuisance. Mr. Lee.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. All these matters have been placed in the court, and as we speak, they are being processed.
Water shortage in several areas of the parish.
Mr. Chairman, funds are available, but we don't have any certified trucks to deliver the water right now.
How much funds are available?
It's 5 million from equalization.
How long have we?
That's the report.
Huh? When was that money? Because I'm not sure if that money is there now.
It's from April.
From?
April. So
that money has been here from April. And you're saying that there are no certified shops?
Right. They don't have any certificate of fitness or roadworthy or something wrong with them. The paperwork is not up to date.
Well, I think we have to make an appeal to persons who, to truck operators who truck water, to have their trucks certified by the National Water Commission in order that they can do haulage of water for the St. James Municipal Corporation. We have $5 million and we're having a challenge in spending that $5 million. So I will use this medium to appeal to truckers to have their trucks certified by NWC, because with the impending drought, we would definitely need to be trucking water into a number of communities. So I will appeal to them to get their units certified so they can distribute water to various communities across the parish of St. James. Thank you. This matter has been removed. It's at one-man beach. It has become a no-man beach. Yes. Cuban committee, no further update. Street lights within the parish. Any report on that, Mr.? Any report on that, Mr. Lee? Street lights within the parish? Failing, let us go into resolution.
Outside of the meeting we had with the representative, and you know, we are supposed to have some communication in terms of how this last audit that was done and the rates that are being charged, there was supposed to be some reconciliation. So that kind of discussion is now taking place, Mr. Chairman. I'm sure we explain that. Recently there was a comprehensive review of the streetlight network, and they have replaced LED light in several communities, replacing the high HV halogen, right? And so it is supposed to result in a change in the regime that was used to calculate street light, because these lights are energy saving. And so we need to have some discussion in terms of how they will do the adjustment, and also we have some problems where street light might not be working, and a mechanism need to be developed to determine how do we make these adjustments to the lights. We have been having a discussion with the ministry and JPS over time, but to date we have not had some kind of conclusion to the whole matter, and so I'm saying that these discussions are ongoing, and we're hoping that we can come to some arrangement and some settlement as to how we go forward with the calculation of these public lights.
Okay. Councillor Murray.
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. Good afternoon, Your Worship. On the point of street lights, let me use this platform to say thanks to JPS. Yes. Yes, Barton was retrofitted with LED lights. Ryan Park, Roseville. I'm talking about 3 weeks ago. Lilliput, Greenwood. So I want to say, hundreds of lights have been retrofitted in my division, and I want to, on behalf of the residents, express our gratitude to the Jamaica Public Service Company for lightening up my division somewhat. So I want to put that on record this afternoon.
I just hope I'm next in line.
Yes, Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Everybody.
Mr. Chair, I wish I could talk like this by my colleague councillor here.
You're not fair.
You alluded earlier on to the fact that most of the time, or some of the time, many of the councillors don't come back to this council because of some of these agencies who don't deliver. And if you really do, you probably have to go through the court to win by 1 or 2.
Exactly.
So, Mr. Chair, I'm having a major problem with this program. When this program rolled out, it is still a good program,
all right,
to my knowledge. But I don't know how the government is paying money and nothing's still not happening. It means that there is a problem somewhere, and all the time people just promising us us that we are speaking to this agency and that agency to get it done, and it's just not happening. And enough of us not going to come back here because of this.
No, you understand. But let me tell you, and the Jamaica Public Service, they will be installing these lights right across all divisions. It so happened that they started in the east and they ended in the west, which is my division. They have installed some 800 and some lights in the Rosal division and some 407 lights. So what they did, they changed out quite a number of the older lights in my division. Before that, just a minute, the Mount Salem division, they got a lot of lights changed out. I don't remember the name, but the Paradise division, they also, I think, the downtown division got lights changed out. The Spring Garden division had lights. The Glendevon division had lights. I think the Flankers division had lights changed out. So it is a process, because I must be quite honest with you. It was one night somebody called and said, Mr. Davis, they are installing lights in your community. When I called JPS, I said, yes, they will be doing all the divisions, but they start from Rosal division and they were in my division. Right? I did not have absolutely nothing to do with it. Because I remember when the first set of lights were installed, right? The first set of lights, I did not get one. First set of lights. So what they are now doing, they are now moving to other areas. And based on my understanding, councillors, they will be doing it divisions by divisions.
Yes, Your Worship. 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 Yes, Your Wor
Huh? I will, no, but I can tell you the last update I got about that, because when I called them, some areas they haven't touched. And when I spoke to Mr. Wilkinson, I said, give me an update. I remember he said, he sent something to me. I was looking for it on the phone, where I think 800 and something were installed. And I remember clearly 407 in my division. And he said it is an ongoing process, that they will be changing out all the older street lights, putting these lights.
Yes. Mr. Chairman.
So, Mr. Chair, just one little thing on it, Mr.
You know.
All right, let us
just one thing.
Come on the floor, sir. Yes, Mr. Chairman, quickly.
Because I recognize you, not him. I recognize you, not him.
Okay.
So you look at me.
Yes. Obviously, as a hearing problem like this.
Please sit, Councillor.
Yes.
I love you.
Yeah, the problem of street lights, Mr. Chairman, is really undeniable. And even when the minister came here last time, I complained that at least 50% of my lights were working. And I would have been happier if they had gone to the Maroon Town division to do something. I'm hoping that we are next in line.
You know what? The impression that I get from them, they are not prepared to repeat them old street lights.
Yes.
They just want to change them all. That's the impression that I'm getting.
Yes, I'm waiting, but my patience is running out.
No.
All right. Another thing, Mr. Chairman, since and this is a question I want to ask James. Since the installation of these over 8,000 LED lights,
yes,
how has that impacted our light bill here?
That is where we need to go, and the person I think can answer that.
Right. I would expect to have a reduction in our payment for street lights in the parish of St. James.
Well, I'm sure the director of finance might have a, right? I mean, I remember you saying something to me the other day. You don't have the figure? How could we get the figure? Because I mean, a part of the JPS moving towards these new LED lights is that it will cause us to save some money, some 30–40%. That was what was banded about. So I don't know what, and this is where I'm saying again, councillors, listen. This is where I'm saying that we as a municipal authority, we are described as such, but we cannot execute that authority because JPS, they just come here and report to us. We can't sanction. And as I've been saying, we have 11,000 street lights in the parish. And we can all attest that at all times, we have 20–25% of lights which are not working, of which we have to be paying for. If we had that authority to monitor and write the check, our light bill would have been far less. You have Howard Cook Highway there for years, yes, without light. You have the elegant corridor. Large chunks of it are without lights, most times. And if you go through a community, if the community have 20 lights, the likelihood is that 10 will be working and 10 not working. So if we had the authority to say what we pay for and what we don't pay for, I am convinced that we would have gotten a better results from the Jamaica Public Service. So we have to look at how the local authority or the autonomy of the local authority. A number of these things that they are expecting us to deal with. Because if they go to JPS and report that a light is not working, they say go to your councillor. If you see them on the road fixing the light, they say talk to your councillor. Then when you talk to the councillor, council can't do nothing. Yes, right? They're just pushing the blame. So, but based on my understanding,
Mr. Chairman.
it will be dealt with. You?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
And I think the LED program started since last year, right? And yes, we got many in Mount Salem division, but
yeah, man,
the challenge is not the LED light that was installed, Mr. Chairman, is the maintenance of the lights. Oh. Since then, since the installation, many of the lights were either stopped working because of whatever reason. And I think we had this discussion over 3 or 4 months here where JPS said that they had a subcontractor who installed these lights. So, and they were to go back and look at them. We still have the complaints. I have submitted to JPS a long list right through the division of lights that are not working anymore. And not working in this case means not lighting during the night.
Have you sent that report through to us?
I can send it to you, Mr. Chairman.
No, but we are the ones to get it, you know.
So, Mr. Chairman, so other than installation, let us look at getting JPS to go back and do a maintenance program through divisions. Some of the issues might be very simple, but we need to get them to go back out, Mr. Chairman.
Well, okay. Well. Let us do it in the form of Sally, can we write a letter to JPS to let them know that we are experiencing these challenges as it relates to non-functional lights across the various areas. Let me at this time, I should have in my welcome, I should have welcomed a number of beautiful ladies and intelligent ladies who are sitting in the gallery. And it so happened that they are from the Maroon Town Division. Yeah. Because the councillor came to me a while ago and said, if you don't recognize them now, I'm going to move a resolution that this meeting ends right here. So I realized that the majority is down there. So I have to know how to play my game. Right. So Councillor Cook and his team, they are putting together Miss Maroon Town and Miss Maroon Town Beauty Pageant. And the final will be on August the 5th, 2018 at the Malden High School. But we have among the ladies the Miss St. James Festival Queen, who is also from Maroon Town Division. And I would like for her to stand so we can recognize her. She is Miss Douglas. And if you will, right. So you know we have to commend Councillor Cook for his beautiful outreach. He is in partnership with all of us, seeking to let South St. James find its rightful place in the parish of St. James. And as a result, we will be having also a GSAT award function for all top boys and top girls at the 16 primary schools in South St. James. And you will hear more about it, and we will be inviting you all to be a part both of the pageant and of of that GSAT award. So at the appropriate time today, we will do the photo op. So I know Ms. Douglas, she will be leaving us shortly, but I've done many pictures with her. Okay, thank you. So thank you, and I hope you're enjoying how we conduct the people's business. Because you've noticed that whatever we talk about, it's about what is happening in the community and what we would like to see for our community. So, learning from this experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yes, several resolutions there. So the first one has to do with the concrete mix. We have received a response from the ministry, and they have directed us to legislation that are now in force that allows us to fine persons who are involved in spilling concrete mix on roadways. That is pursuant to an amendment to the Road Traffic Act, and therefore it is now covered under the Road Traffic Act and we can take action. We've gone and we have done an estimate to clean the road and restore the roadway, and the meeting is being scheduled with all the operators so that we will have them fund the cost of restoring the road, and the municipal corporation will do the work of restoring the road.
So when is that meeting scheduled
that
for?
Meeting is not, the date is not yet scheduled, but we are looking at next week if it's possible.
Next week is a very tight
next
week.
Week might be a tight week, so it's going to be next week or the following week. But the whole idea was that we were, as soon as we had the estimate, we would get them together and have them agree as to how they're going to be able to fund the restoration of the roadway, and that is done. So we'll schedule that meeting. Thereafter, we'll also be outlining to them the sanctions that are...
but that information needs to be forwarded both to police. Because I want them to really is aware of police. Our municipal police must also be with this information. They can stop prosecuting when they see something like that.
Right. So I have that
if we can publish it in the paper and ask for the citizens to help us.
Publish it in the paper, okay, right. So we're over to resolve the situation. Where the community that is concerned, we're still awaiting.
Title ready yet?
No, we have not yet received the title. Still a title's office.
Okay.
Alright, for our resolution is still at the title's office. You want to respond?
This matter has been going on for too long. And the citizens are getting frustrated. I am certain that they don't believe that the municipal corporation is following up on the urgency. So we are being engaged with the desired position. And the thing is holding up the project. Because the resolution was moved some long time ago.
Long time ago. I think it was moved from the last administration.
In fact, again, I have a letter here which is addressed to you. That from the Citizens Association. That is inquiring of the status of the title transfer. Letter is dated May 11, 2018. So, I spoke to Mr. Manning. I've been in contact with Mr. Manning. And Mr. Manning says that he's in contact with the attorney representing the victim. But at times I take, when I see the person, the opportunity to ask questions too of the attorney. What Mr. Manning now, what Mr. Lee is just reporting to say, is that what the attorney is telling me? So it gives me concern
And I hear Mr. Lee say, it's at the title's office, but the attorney today told me was sent back to him from the title's office.
So that
because there is something that is not proper, or that they are demanding or expecting or so. It's conflicting.
Yes. Very frustrating.
And in the tough time, it's
very frustrating.
It's a great concern.
Yeah,
and I am asking that somebody gives it some serious attention. Because we're not talking about even transfers that should have been done now. We're talking transfers that should have been done years ago. But since we're getting somewhere, let us how quickly we can get the process over. If we have to take it over to get it completed, so I tell Mr. Manning, every transfer has a number. Contact the title's office directly yourself.
But can we get a report from the lawyer who
It's just really frustrating.
Mr. Lee?
And the people are getting really upset about it.
I am in total agreement with the council, Cynthia. Can we get a report from the lawyer who is dealing with this matter?
I will request that report. Mr. Manning.
Chairman. Chairman, it's now 1 p.m. and I'm moving for an extension of the meeting.
It is not really an extension.
All right, Mr. Chairman, we will follow with
Please, let us get a report
yes.
in writing from the lawyer, because I mean, you're the lawyer who is representing us in this matter, because I think that something is not going properly.
Yes, like the council has said, there were some issues with the document. We
never know that.
The lawyers. And,
we did not know that.
Back to the title's office.
We did not know that.
There are some
and speaking as if this was a discussion just recently. Come on, man. Exactly. So we can't be there, Mr. I can't, we need to follow up on these things. Come and say the resolution for rewards.
Resolution regarding rewards for chairman. This is still being discussed. Mr. Mayor, I would hope that this could form one of the agenda items at the upcoming conference, because
you can make it a part of your presentation. I heard that you have a presentation right now.
The last discussion I have had on the matter, it wasn't official, but the impression I was getting is that there was no legal framework and no legislative framework to support this, but I've asked for them to send me an official report on it. So I'm hoping to get something in writing so we can continue the discussion. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, the section that supports it is in the resolution. Is it in the resolution or I made comment to it? Yeah, sections 37 and 38 of the local governance.
Well, they might not.
I mean,
laws are subject to interpretation, so they might not interpret it the way you do. No, they haven't. But in discussion, so that's why I don't want to report it official, because I have not had the correspondence in writing, but in discussion. Not for the record. Remove it. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I don't understand what Mr. Lee said. He's saying, but it's not for the record.
Oh, come on. But it's been a report.
Yeah.
It's a report. I'm sure that Mr. Casimir has made note it is being recorded. So, I mean, how can you?
Mr. Chairman, I made the point that in discussion, it came out that
Mr. Lee,
they didn't have the legal framework.
Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Remember, you can't make people tell you foolishness, And you come to this course with it. But I said you have no report on it. Right?
Also, subject interpretation, Mr. Chairman.
We are all agree with that, but you cannot speak to that because they don't interpret anything to you.
No, that's okay.
No, but they don't interpret anything to you, Mr. Lee. They haven't even responded to you. It's a discussion you and them having. It depends how much rum them they drink when they're having the discussion with you.
Okay, next resolution. Just serving you. That is being,
yeah, man. Make a move next one. Yes.
As you know, all the work has been done. It's just for the renaming ceremony to be planned.
There's some more work to be done out there, Mr. Lee. The work needs to be tied up. You can't just a man him now and him belt and him pocket turn out.
I was referring to the legal framework to
allow. Oh, the legal framework?
Right.
Okay, okay.
Because the gazetting was done.
Yes.
So it's us, for us now to tidy up our county.
Yes, and get it out of the way. Okay. Once we can do it when Mr. Chambers is there. But
work on the footwork, as you see, it continues.
But I get slow down now though.
The resolution having to do with impact fee is at the ministry. It is being processed and they should be responding to us so we can continue with the. I know that a schedule of the fees that we intend to charge will be required for them to continue with the processing. So that.
So what you're saying now, we need to sit and look at the fees?
Yeah, the fee structure. Yeah. We arrive at the fees because that would be needed in order for them to continue with the processing of the.
So is he rolling them up then?
Okay. The resolution commission studying the drainage system. I have nothing to report on that. I haven't had any updates on that. Neither the resolution for the national work NWA to exist in each parish have not been updated on that matter. The resolution for urgent stakeholder meeting for slum upgrading having to do with the coast and the North Gully. I have not had any update on that one out of this chairman. Resolution applying to the minister for an order having to do with the cemetery, abandoned cemetery on Glasgow Avenue. Yes. We have sent the resolution to NEPA and MLG. We need a response from NEPA before we can, the MLG can proceed any further. We are waiting that, and follow-up is being made to get a response from NEPA. Resolution seeking to rename Sunset Boulevard. The resolution was sent to the Ministry and also Ministry of Economic Growth for their support, and we are awaiting a response. For the Southern Cross Boulevard to be renamed Anthony Hart Boulevard, the Ministry has requested additional information having to do with the length of the road, and we have forwarded that information to them by virtue of a letter dated July 5, and so we're expecting a response in short order. Resolution for municipal police to serve traffic ticket. I have not had any response. Any further update on that? Apart from that, it was unanimously supported by the Portland Municipal Corporation. And a resolution from the Ministry of Health to investigate the use of dental and disposal of dental amalgam. That too, I have not had any response. Only to say that there was an article in the Gleaner addressing the same matter and making reference to the resolution and supporting the concerns that were raised in the resolution. So it has made some public comment, And finally, this one is to be removed. Resolution requesting a public forum at the waterfront, pending a presentation from UDC. We have a discussion with UDC. They requested some information, and we have forwarded the information to them, and therefore a date is supposed to be determined for the presentation. And that will take care of all the resolutions. What's good? Quebec. Okay. Resolution, okay, for Quebec. Oh, it was submitted to me. That was the resolution passed at the last meeting, and it was submitted to the ministry. We have not had any response from that one as yet. But it was submitted to the ministry also. Right. And that will take care of all the resolutions, Mr. Chairman.
That will take care of the resolution.
All resolutions.
So we are now down on to mayor's announcement. All right, thank you. It is that time of year when we will be celebrating our independence activities and Emancipation Day. The 1st of August and the 6th of August. There are a number of events that will be held over that period. First, on Saturday, July 14th at 6 p.m., Sam Sharp Square, there will be a launch of independent activities. There will be a church service on the 29th of July 2018 at 10 a.m. Word of Faith Deliverance Center, Catherine Hall. And there will be an Emancipation Vigil and Drumming July 31st at 9 p.m. Sam Sharp Square. And this will go into the night, late night, because the drumming will take place until we witness the 1st of August, when we did not gain our independence, but we gained our emancipation at that time. Independence flag raising and civic ceremony, August the 6th at 9 a.m. at Sam Sharp Square, Montego Bay. All councillors are required to be in attendance at all these events. Too often we have civic events and we just have a few councillors. A part of your responsibility as a councillor is to attend these civic ceremonies, because these are ceremonies that is why we are here. So we need to pay some more attention, and we need to set our diary to reflect the time. I know there will be a number of other events by JCDC over that same period. Some have already been held, like July the 6th. There was a big stage audition at Maroon Town. July the 7th, big stage audition, Barrett Town Community Center. July 13th, which is tomorrow, Adelphi Square. You're aware that, yes. July 14th. St. James Parish Library, that's right in Montego Bay. And the same evening, there will be the launch of that independence emancipation activities. And that will be at Sam Sharp Square, right at the Cultural Center. July 21st, big stage parish final. That will be held at Sam Sharp Square. July the 29th, as I said previously, the Emancipation Independence Church Service at Road of Faith Deliverance Center, and that is over in Catherine Hall. August the 4th, at 5 p.m., Independence Gospel Concert, and that will be held at Close Harbor Beach, that's over by Dump Up. So that is August the 4th. I think that's a Saturday night. And August the 5th at 5 p.m. Old It's Flavor. Will it sound like you? Close Harbor, Old It's. So you're catching the practice there tonight. You're up to date, you know. Well up to date. So that will be on August the 5th. And on August the 5th also, the Miss Maroontown Beauty Pageant. August the 6th at 10 a.m., Independence Civic Ceremony at Sam Sharp Square. August the 6th at 3 p.m., Independence Road March at Kids Village. Western Festival Village over by Dump Up Beach or Close Harbor Beach. 6 p.m. Independence Gala, Close Harbor, same place as Dump Up Beach. So there will be a lot of activities taking place during the Independence Emancipation Celebration period. There will also be an inaugural local government conference put on by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. This will be held July 17th to 19th, 2018 at Durrell Grand, Montego Bay, under the theme Strengthening Responsiveness and Accountability within Local Governance Framework. All councillors are required to be at the opening ceremony on Tuesday, July 17th, commencing at 9 a.m. Dress code, business suit. The Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister, will be the guest speaker or will officially open the function. I recently visited South Korea for the 2018 Korea-LAC Future Cooperation Forum on Smart Cities and Urban Regeneration. This conference was held between the 28th and the 29th of June 2018. Day one, there were a presentation done by the Latin American and the Caribbean experts on smart cities and urban regeneration, and this was done in two aspects: business models and project plans and of relevant cities, current trends and market prospect. Day two, presentations were made by representatives of central, and local government within Korea, Latin America, and the Caribbean on the topic of smart city and urban regeneration models and project plans. Day 3 culminated in participants of the 4 were taking a tour, and we went to a museum, and we also went to a smartium. This is where the world is going, where smart homes, smart cities, a smart way of doing business and living. Councillor Cook was a part of that delegation, and I still think he, like myself, is still in awe as to where these people are taking us as a people in terms of how we can do business, how we can live in an environment that things seems and move so seamless. Can you imagine you sitting down in your living room and you're just pointing to a television and the television turn on? Can you imagine you walk into your cupboard and you just point your finger on a dress, and the dress in an animation form just fit onto you, and you look in the mirror and see how you look in that dress without you actually putting on that dress? I mean, these are some things that are happening outside of Jamaica that, you know, it's just I'm not telling you about that one. It was there also. Right? But overall, this forum was a very, very useful one. And I have learned quite a bit. And I should say also, on day 2, I made a presentation. I was a part of a panel discussion of persons from Latin America, as far as Chile, Panama. There were one Trinidadian on the panel also, but there are about 7 of us. About 7 of us on the panel. And we were allowed to make our presentation, PowerPoint presentation, and then we were exposed to questioning from the audience. But it was well attended, and the information that we garner from this event was, I would say, will be quite useful in our city, Montego Bay, going forward. So, all in all, I think it was a very good trip. Councillor Cook was so excited about it, and I think he's still very excited. But you know, there was something that Councillor Cook said to me. We were in the mall one day, we were just walking around, and he said to me, Mr. Mayor, you know, tell me something that you noticed. I said, I noticed a lot of things. So, you know, there's no obese person here. Everybody was just well proportioned, no obesity. And you know, we went into the city of Seoul, the older part of the city. And let me tell you, a number of things that cities all over the world share some of the same things, you know. You see sidewalk vending, it is there. You see garbage, it is there. But there are different disciplines of how it is done. And this is why, when I went there, I said to myself, as mayor of this city, I won't do as what some people would like for us to do, to push the people away from off the street. We have to find a way to accommodate them, but to accommodate them in a very legal and lawful and disciplined way. We must not allow them to do what they feel a man like, but we must allow them to operate in a very structured and disciplined way. And when you see how those people operate, you said to yourself that if our people would just operate like that, they would do more business and even better business. Because there's no doubt that they have the product, the items that are at a much cheaper price than the store. So a lot of persons who go into the store, they just go into the store because of the convenience and the no harassment. They could come just like how we might go elsewhere and you go to a flea market and you purchase things at 20–30% cheaper. Our vendors need to understand that they have a product. They are right on the front page. And if they just conform themselves to being disciplined, they could have done much more business. Their clientele could even be much, much bigger than what they have now. So we have to still find a way to cater for our people, but cater for them in a very disciplined and a very structured and organized way. So once again, it was a very good trip, and that would end my mayor's report. Thank you very much. Can I now get a motion to take us to Municipal Local Board of Health? Second, Local Board of Health matters. Sally. Application for license. Yes, there's a motion, yes. Yeah.
Recommendation. We have. Sorry. Applications for barbers, hairdressers, cosmetologists, youth therapists, massage therapists, salons, and butcher's license. Applications are presented to this local board of health for consideration and approval. The conditions have been met, all requirements, and the fees have been paid. Public health department is also satisfied with the applications, and therefore they are presented here for motion.
Can I get a motion? Moved by Councillor Williams, seconded by Councillor Cook. Mosquito control in the parish of St. James, Mr. Any report on that? And you could just give us the vector control and then you could move right into your report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone present.
Good afternoon.
You know, the enhanced pest control program began on Monday, July 9. However, we're having some challenges as it relates to acquiring participants from Hope. So we're not getting enough persons.
Say that again.
We're
Say
having
that
challenges acquiring participants from Hope.
Do they have to come through Hope? Can they be part of the holiday work program? Because I heard that you have, you can take on quite a few down there.
Yes, I guess we can, Dr. Bailey.
We normally have a work program. Each of the councillors can employ 2 or 3 persons. But some holiday, but we have a problem in finding government departments to put them. So councillors, I don't know how many such persons you need, and what profile individual do you need?
Well, we have 20 currently, and we need 33 persons.
You have 33 now?
We have 20, and we need 33.
So you need 13 more.
Yes, we need 13.
Councillors. That's enough information. Yes.
Okay. A total of 16 Anopheles breeding sites were visited throughout the period.
Yes.
We found that there was extensive breeding at Roehampton, Maho Bay, and Hilton Ponds, in addition to the Crow Gardens runabout. We, however, could not access the Montpelier Leafy and the Sam Sharp ponds as there is heavy vegetation, so we're requiring intervention as it relates to debouching these areas so that we can go in and do the necessary treatment.
The one near Montpelier?
Leafy and Sam Sharp's ponds.
Leafy,
And Sam
Montpelier.
Sharp Teachers College ponds.
Oh, that's two of them,
we're also seeking your assistance as it relates to the maintenance of the grounds of the health centers.
Of the?
The health centers.
The health centers?
Yes.
Okay.
And that is it for us. Thank you.
Okay. You have heard the report. You cover the vector control also, the rodent. What's the status?
I can speak to the rodent at this time.
You can speak to the rodent. I don't know. Hang on. Thank you. We will now take the report from the St. James Public Health Department.
Thank you, Your Worship. A pleasant good afternoon, and good afternoon to fellow councillors. Just to add a little to what the Scarlett would have continued, just to say that in terms of the request for maintenance, we've been having parish discussions in terms of we've noted, and sometimes of course you have to highlight when you have challenges and when you're doing well. We noticed we have had some challenges in terms of maintenance of grounds of some of our facilities, and so in discussion we're just throwing it out in terms of if you're able in front of council. I know you're always partnered with us and offered us significant assistance, for which we are grateful. So if it is in any way, then you can assist us with just maintenance of the grounds of our health centers. We'll be grateful for that. Just to go into the fact that yes, or we would have, I would have been mentioning a couple of meetings about our beautification competition, and we would have had 5 facilities who would have been in touch with them: Summertown, Springfield, Montego Bay Type 5, and for Type 5 we would have done significant work with regards to the parish project. So of course it would not be that wouldn't be considered, because then of course in terms of grading. So they were supposed to find a separate activity to do for that facility as well. Greenpoint Health Center. So the winner last year, Councillor Coke, was the reigning champion last year, and this year Summertown came out winner. So, and I know the other councillors. So yes, we had to use a different facilities this year. But I just want to say, in terms of, I know Council would not have been the only council who would have put in significant work with the facility.
No, I have contributed to that too.
Yes.
No, to Sultan. I have contributed to that. Couple gallons of paint, and they came and collect them. So I don't see how you alone are take credit fee.
So of course, I really want to take the opportunity to. I cannot comment on that part now. I just want to say, in terms of as a public health department, we just want to thank you for the support as a municipal corporation that you continue to give us in so many different aspects, and just to say that we are truly appreciative of the work that you continue to do with us. Just a reminder again, I know it's a general council meeting, but that is hurricane season. So we just have to continue to be prepared. From our aspect, we've been trying to do our maintenance on our facilities. Shelter inspections were done. It's ongoing, and so we just have to continue to work together where that is concerned. Just to highlight also that in terms of volunteer missions, the Jamaica Dental Mission, which they come normally yearly, will be taking place between July 21st and 28th, and they'll be doing some volunteer work at the Flankers Health Center and also in Westmoreland. So just a reminder of that. So those are the few things that I have to add to the meeting.
Okay.
But for their mission for this year. But I mean, we can discuss with them in terms of spreading their wings, and so they're always open to solutions.
All right, thank you very much. Tell me, recently, the Mount Carey Health Center was adopted. I want you to explain more about how you go by adopting a clinic, because most of the divisions have clinics in them. And I know most of these communities have interested persons who are now living abroad, who are from those communities, who would like to help. And I heard that there's a particular way in which it is done, where a group of citizens can adopt a clinic for a period where they would give it some support and in terms of, you know, things that the clinic will use from time to time. So if you could explain a little more, or explain to the councillors how, you know, how that process works. Councillors, I want you to listen to this, and it's very important. Just listen to this.
That's a very important aspect for us because the fact of the matter is that essentially we do need the support, so we're always grateful. Usually when interest is expressed, it is a process. So usually a letter of intent is done, and then we would have further discussions. Essentially at the parish level, and we also have to get the input from or Western Regional Health Authority as well. I know sometimes you have a lot of, for example, missions. People will come in with, for example, missions. They'll bring equipment and so on. Well, there is a process, and so it is to indicate, and then we will.
Yes, but I think what I'm getting at, because obviously based on what minister, you can find a company that will adopt a clinic for a period, like the Mount Carey Clinic. It was adopted by a group from England.
Yes.
And a member of that group is from the community. So you can find a group, not necessarily from the diaspora, but you can find a local company, like, for example, any one of the big local companies. Because probably what the clinic might need to bring it into reasonable standard is probably, in this instance, you might need probably might need a good refrigerator. You might need to just make the ambience more worker friendly. You mentioned about, you know, doing the grounds, but sometimes it needs a little bit more. A window might need repair. Where the patient sits, you might need a fan to make the patient, you know, feel a little bit more relaxed and comfortable. So there are a number of clinics right across St. James. I think we have quite a lot. And the object of it is to have private companies, organization, partnering with the Ministry of Labor, the Ministry of Health, to get some of these clinics up in, you know, in a little better shape. So I think it is something that councillors, you know, look at the clinics in your area and, you know, think how you can get corporate Jamaica, big companies, Grace Kennedy, how they can adopt this clinic. They're not going to pay the doctors, they're not going to pay the nurses. But what they're going to do, they're going to assist in putting in the necessary equipments, probably little appliances. Probably they just need a stove for the kitchen to make the workers have a, you know, a much more workable environment. So that is something that can look at.
Yes, sir. I mean, in terms of a needs for most of our facilities, especially where sponsorship is concerned, a needs is usually submitted. So sometimes, if, for example, sponsors will find what are the areas of need, and so we normally furnish that list, and so then
that would be good. If a council have an interest in probably seeking someone, they could just talk to you and you just give them the needs list. And the needs list wouldn't be medicine and syringe and those things. No, just things to make the working environment a better place.
Yes, as you said, sir, sometimes it may be equipment, or sometimes it may just be things just to help boost staff morale.
Yeah, exactly.
For which we truly appreciate.
Exactly. Good, good. And I will also, at this point, at our finance meeting yesterday, held yesterday, we have approved $500,000 to the St. James Public Health Department to deal with your vector control. $500,000. So you can spread the news when you go back to the office. But what you need to do, tell your parish manager, chief public health inspector, to speak with the director of finance, because we have to account for
what?
the money that leaves there. So it has to be accompanied by the necessary invoice.
Yes.
So tell him or her to communicate with Ms. Cunningham, our director of finance.
Thank you.
We have approved $500,000 for the vector control program.
Thank you very much.
So when the least expect right there.
You see, I mean, we really
Sorry.
We really do appreciate the part. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And of course, we'll put it to good use, of course.
All right. Can I get a motion reverting to local board of health, moved by deputy? All right. Municipal matters. So what about those committees that fell through because of a lack of quorum?
Well, they are not included.
They are not included. Okay, great. Can I have them up?
So movement.
I can. Good. Is there? Oh, sorry. Yes.
There's a matter that I would like to bring to this council. On the 19th of June, last Human Resource and Management meeting, a decision was taken by the committee to terminate the services of 3 of our workers. However, this decision contravenes the terms and conditions of employment as stipulated by Section 10.4 of the Public Service Order. Therefore, I'm moving a motion for Council to rescind the decision of the HR committee. And what I'm going to ask also is that the matter be referred back to the HR so that the appropriate action can be taken.
Is there a second now?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
There's a motion on the floor as expressed by Councillor Williams. All in favor? Aye. All any against? Carry on this floor.
Having done so, Mr. Chairman, I know that we entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the HR subject to the...
There's a motion to accept the municipal matters to include HR.
Yes, I so move.
Okay, good. Sorry? No other municipal matter. Is there any building matters? Those were dealt with yesterday. Subdivision matters, those were dealt with yesterday. Is there any resolution, Mr. Lee?
No, Mr. Chairman, there was no resolution.
Councillor Cummings, were you supposed to have a resolution, or we had gone through it? Okay. Is there a notice of motion?
Notice, right.
Yes.
My intention of the next meeting to move a motion. Start a resolution which enables that all buildings, being plans and submitted to the municipal corporation should have a segment or a section for it for rainwater harvesting. And also for any subdivisions and schemes being done, that the section for runoff be also part of it and we stick to it, and also for the enforcement of such based on the current climate change conditions that we're having and flooding that we're having. I believe that this will enable us to mitigate against some of the flooding that we're experiencing and also the damage of the roadways in some of the communities that we're having.
Okay, well, get all the necessary inputs. Any other notice of motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm serving notice for our next meeting that the resolution that the Ministry of Agriculture partner with the Municipal Corporation in the rehabilitation of farm roads, many of which are local roads, and we have seen where these roads have been rehabilitated through private contractors. We are saying that that the Ministry of Agriculture should partner with the Parish School or Roads and Work Department to have these roads rehabilitated, and the motion will be submitted. Thank you.
Well, new matters? Any new matters? Councillors, I know last year we were in a bit of limbo as to whether or not August, we should have recess in August. It is now law that the month of August we will recess, and recess meaning that we won't be having any council meeting. So the month of August will be no council meeting, but the business of the council will continue. So we will be seeing each other. Huh? I will yield to you. But I can't. But no, that is a new matter as it relates to no sitting in August. So we'll meet back here in September. No, well, you didn't have to do that, Mr. Lee. It was published. It's a law that. Right. So, right? So it was you know something, I think we should put in the minutes, Mr. Lee. So read it, just read it.
An act to amend the Local Government Act 15th day of July 2017 be then enacted by the Queen, Most Excellency, Majesty, by which the advice and consent of the Senate and the House of Representatives of Jamaica, and by the authority of the same as follows. The Act may be cited as the Local Government Amendment Act 2017 and shall be read and considered as one with the Local Governance Act of 2016, here referred to as the Principal Act, and shall otherwise, and all other amendment. Section 32 of the Principal Act is amended in paragraph 8 by inserting immediately before the word the Council the word except for the month of August, during in which no monthly meeting needs to be held. The section that he referred to is section 32, state that the council shall have monthly meeting, and they are saying that you should insert except for the month of August. Okay? And so that is the section of the act. Into what?
So with that motion, can you have a motion accepted?
He said, no, you don't need it.
Because the bylaw states that each month
the meeting needs to be held.
Yes.
It says, except in the month of August where the meeting need to be held.
Right.
So it is still left to the council.
If in case, yes, right. So we will, well, let us take a motion that we won't be having any meeting.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, good. Thank you very much. Any other new business? You have a new business.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
There are some properties that are on the Ellicott corridor, which exist between Sugar Mill Road intersection with Ellicott corridor up to Carl Gardens Avenue on the Ellicott corridor, which are on the area. And if you know that area, that is where you have from the police station, Carl Gardens police station, and it goes down to the area of Harvey Beach. The area apparently is zoned as a residential. And there is a draft development order which is not yet finalized. Apparently is maintained as a residential area. But if you look at the nature of the area, in fact, if you start from beyond here and you go down to, on both sides of the road, you have commercial activity that is taking place, including the police station, because originally the police station was a residential premises. The police station is not being used as a residence anymore. It is being used as what you call it, what category? But it is out of the normal institutionality, but it is out of what is the area is known for. And there are club activities, there are bar activities, there are shop activities, and so forth. So the area has changed over time, and there are persons who have lots that are unoccupied presently, but have the desire of doing commercial activity. I have discussed the matter with our director of planning to get his opinion on the area, and he has expressed a particular position to me which I would openly state what it is. What I would ask at this time is that because there is a draft Century's development order that is presently being looked at, and we ask Mr. Manning to use his expertise as a planner and to let us know whether that area should be so restricted, or is it that it should be removed from being a residential, because the characters of the area has changed.
But
by the gas station coming right now, the area is, in fact, right to the opposite side of the Carl Gardens have the scratches, this, etc., etc. So the entire area seems to be on a bad thing. And so it is impacting persons who own property out there who have a desire to make it adjusted into. Whether it is soft commercial, if that is a description that can be used, without it being industrial commercial. So I don't know if Mr. Manning would present a paper to this council. He can also present to the other persons who are involved in the planning process, being NEPA and the town and country planning, authority, etc. As to what the...
In that I would suggest, don't let us leave the input of the citizens out of it.
Well, in fact, you know, because there was a property owner that wanted to place a particular type of business out there.
Yes.
And NEPA had requested that they consult the citizens, which consultation was done. And I attended one of the meetings that the letter was written by the Citizens Association. Community survey was conducted, and the results in relation to that type of business, and it related to when
same place,
where the citizens had indicated that they had no problem with that type of development. They had only wanted certain restrictions, so they would not be allowed to operate on a Sunday and so forth. So if Mr. Manning could give us his expert opinion, which he could then forward on other.
So he has 2 months in which to prepare that. To take back to us here. Do all necessary research. Come on. Alright.
Yes, just.
So that's a new matter?
Yes. On the matter, Chairman, just to say, we have the matter of it is stated on the planning part of the planning minutes that we discuss the revision of the development order. So I would also can put to the council that we can also have that matter. Would be good to hear it in the planning committee, as we had NEPA visit to that committee as well. But I will have something ready for that meeting.
Any other new matter? This meeting stands adjourned.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. I can take this matter at the end of the meeting. Just one announcement, Mr. Chairman. I was reliably informed, Mr. Chairman, that today is a special day for a special person in the council. And there's a special number which came to the public of 66. I don't know what it represents. But I also understand that there's a special song that will be sung at this time for a special person. And there's a special happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mayor. Happy birthday to you. So carry on, okay, come, let us. Hey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Mayor.
councillors, members, heads of department who believe we are family. It's something we believe that it is without tears in our eyes that we present you this gift on your birthday, and thank you for being such a fantastic mayor and a wonderful
You know, from I saw you and you know something. I was wondering how you want to take pictures. I've never seen you taking pictures. Right? You know something? You can't know my
I told them. Who? Joshua?
So am I going to get the cake? Yes, with
Mark, trust me, said Joshua.
One little push. No, man, you have called Francis.
The orange is in the middle.
After 3, 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 1 3/4, 3.
Thank you very much. You know, it is really a surprise. It's really a surprise. It's really a surprise. I must say, thank you very much for this gesture. It will long be remembered. I certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you notice that the mayor is wearing a crown. And I want to say it's easy to lies the head that wears that crown.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So many people are plotting against.
Can you imagine?
Yes, so many people are plotting against. I know you have something to do with it. I know you have task. You know, when I saw you coming, I said, what the hell are you about? Well, you guys go. Thank you very much. Thank you. First, we see you here.
Yeah.
We say, but wait, how long are you?
Yes, I put you up there 66 on Facebook today. They are 66 now.
No problem.
I want to go to 99.
Boy.
Remember that?
Josh was on.